April 6, 2023, and this video is called President Biden Reignites Cancer Moneyshot. Instead of moonshot, I'm saying money shot because I think this is a total fraud, unfortunately. And Joe Biden, he might be the biggest shyster in American political history, because this hypocrite, he was vice president, first of all, during the Obama administration in 2011, where the largest meltdowns of a nuclear power plants happened in history, right? And that administration, instead of tightening the regulations on radioactive imports from Japan, they lowered him. They lowered the standard, but raised up the becquerel rate in food. So when you do that, you produce cancer. You increase the odds of more cancer when you increase the allowable radiation in our food. Obama, Biden, Hillary Clinton. What they did is, 5 years ago, with a bipartisan passage and the enactment of the 21st Century Cures Act, Congress invested $1.8 billion. You'll never believe where that money went. It was to provide 7 years of new funding for cancer research. Okay. So what's even sicker is he uses his son, who died from cancer, as a little spokesperson for the cause, which Biden doesn't care. By his actions, you could see he doesn't care. He's just using his son as a title. It says that in the president's first budget, the Biden-Harris administration has maintained the commitment. So in the first budget, he sustained strong funding for the biomedical and health research, with increased funding in the NIH and the NCI, and full funding for the 21st Century Cures Act and the Beau Biden Cancer Moneyshot initiative. This first started with Obama in 2016. It was signed into law December 13, 2016. It was supposed to, actually, it sounded like it would be great, right? To help accelerate medical product development and bring new innovations and advances to the patients who need them faster. So he reignites his cancer money shots because they want to set a goal of reducing cancer rate, the death rate, by at least 50% over the next 25 years, and improve the experience of living with and surviving cancer. Is this the biggest hypocrisy you've ever heard of? This boggles my mind. If you really understand what happened at Fukushima, they poisoned our food, and now this guy wants to cure cancer? Give me a break. Now this is what it all boils down to. 2020 tax filings reveal Biden cancer charity spent millions on salaries, zero on research. Look at this guy, total shyster. A cancer charity started by Joe Biden gave out no money to research and spent most of its contributions on staff salaries, and federal filings show. The Biden Cancer Initiative was funded in 2017 by the former vice president and his wife, Jill Biden, to drive implementation of solutions to accelerate the progress of cancer prevention, detection, diagnosis, research, and care. According to its IRS mission statement, but it gave out no grants in its first 2 years and spent millions on the salaries of former Washington, D.C. aides it hired. I mean, it's ridiculous. Look at the charity took in almost $5 million in contributions in 2017 and 2018. They spent $3 million on payroll in those 2 years. The group's president, Gregory Simon, raked in $430,000 in 2018. From July 2018 to June, in 1 year, they're making almost $500,000. I mean, this is just like, this is almost, I think, on a fraud level. They spent $56,000 on conferences, $60,000 on travel, but under grants distributed, it listed 0. I repeat, but under grants distributed, it listed 0. No money for grants. Simon said the main point of the charity was not to give out grants. Its goal was to find ways to accelerate the treatment of all, regardless of their economic and cultural backgrounds. It says that Biden headed the cancer moonshot, the Moneyshot task force, when he was VP after his son Beau died of a brain tumor in 2015. After he left office, the Biden Cancer Initiative sought to continue such efforts to provide urgent solutions to treating cancer, according to the press statement. The Bidens stacked the board with leading oncologists and celebrity cancer survivors, but only after 2 years the charity paused its operations when Joe Biden and his wife stepped down for a presidential run. That makes no sense. Why would they stop it just because they're running for president? Although the organization is still fully active, according to the IRS, that without Biden's at the helm, the charity lost its edge because it didn't have its influence peddling. We tried to power through it, but it became increasingly difficult to get the traction we needed to complete our mission, told in July of 2019. Now, this is what I find very strange, because I think this whole thing is just to use people as guinea pigs, is what I'm thinking. Because why would this thing, the Cancer Moneyshot expedited examination program, go through the United States Patent and Trademark Office? It says the applications into the new Cancer Moneyshot expedited pilot program will be advanced out of turn for the examination and reviewed earlier. Participants in the new program will not incur the petition to make special fee and are not required to satisfy the other requirements of the accelerated examination program. It's almost like they're just like salivating for more people just to be guinea pigs into this program. Joe Biden announced a relaunch. Now it's a relaunch of that program that was a bust, of the anti-cancer initiative he promoted 6 years ago. The Cancer Moonshot has set new ambitious goals and will be overseen by the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy. Now I find this interesting, this cancerhealth.com. They have this article, The Truth Behind the Biden Cancer Initiative. Allegations against the nonprofits are fundamentally misleading. This was in 2020. What I find interesting, I want to skip to it. This website was launched in 2017. I wonder if there's a coincidence that that first Cancer Moonshot initiative was launched in 2016. Because I could not find who owns this, who set up the cancerhealth.com. According to this article, it was they're stating that their fact-checking website, Snopes, has also labeled the reports as misleading. The accusations circulating about the certain media outlets that the Biden Cancer Initiative raised money for salaries, but did not dispense the grants are rooted in basic misunderstanding of the organization's purpose. I think that's interesting. And then I think what is even more interesting is people's opinions on it. As soon as I saw you sheep quoted Snoops, I stopped reading. What a joke. It's fraud right in front of your face. It's like saying, give me money to help find your next dream home. Oh, wait, I never said I would even find it or get you a home. I just used it to help you find the home. Oldest trick in the book. They accomplished connecting a lot of related organizations. Isn't that something organizations routinely accomplish with promotional staff? So why did Biden initiative duplicate efforts and pay employee salaries? Who were the employees anyways? That's what I was trying to find out. Were they staffers getting groups to pay for their conventions to introduce other organizations? As I understand, attending convention venues, you pay fees for services, so they wasted $4.8 billion that they could have used for real research and grants. So it was a paycheck to help find connections for cancer research. Sorry to the kids that died from cancer during this. Joe did all he could do while taking your parents' money and networking. So they used the money mainly just to pay themselves, to change a culture. Absolutely ridiculous. How can you try to make this seem like it's anything but a crooked bunch cashing in? You are disgraceful. Exactly. And so what exactly did the charity actually accomplish? I agree with the comments. It was a total disgrace.
Was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys.
I don't care if you think I'm Satan reincarnated. Hurry, what up? Imagine the possibilities. Vaccines that could prevent cancer, like there is for HPV. Imagine molecular zip codes that could deliver drugs and gene therapy precisely to the right tissues. Imagine simple blood tests during an annual physical that could detect cancer early, where the chances of cure are best. Imagine getting a simple shot instead of a grueling chemo, or getting a pill from a local pharmacy instead of invasive treatments and long hospital stays.
I will say that back in April, Hillary Clinton signed a pact with her counterpart in Japan, saying that she agreed that there are no problems with Japanese food supplies, and we would continue to buy them. So we are not sampling this material as it comes into the country, because our government, the U.S., has made a strategic decision to downplay it. I don't know if that's because they want to support the Japanese government or whether they want to support the nuclear industry, but I do know that that decision was made at the highest levels of government.
He was vice president when Fukushima started, and now he's president now, and he's just lifted the radiation alert import ban on food coming from Fukushima that is being grown there. This probably is one of the most disgusting things that I've ever heard about.